that when you start a company, it's a fucking grind and you're not gonna make money to start with, and you have to know business. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, CEO MTS Nutrition, alongside
Katie Lobliner.
I'm spinning on my pop socket.
Yeah, I was like looking at
Pop socketing. Anyway, this one comes from Hayden Clark. Hayden.
Yeah, I'm glad you can read.
Hayden Clark. Hey, Mark. Hi, Hayden. I'm a college student studying finance and economics and very into fitness and health. I was wondering, what's your thoughts? Man, they're not teaching you good grammar at this school, are they?
What's that? I was wondering.
I'm wondering, what's your thoughts? Just kidding, just playing, my man.
What are your thoughts?
What's your thoughts on the state of the fitness industry right now as far as money and popularity goes? Is it worth getting into as a business owner, and or what does it take to be successful in this industry? Loaded question. Because a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, you just don't want competition. I'm going to just say, screw the fitness industry at first. Let's go into business in general. Let's talk about owning a business. Let's talk about our last couple weeks. Okay? Owning a business in any industry, you have a 94% failure rate. Only 6% of business owners actually succeed. And a lot of them go down in a blaze of glory with no money left. They invest their life savings into it, and they don't know their industry well enough. A lot of people see a money-making opportunity, or even worse, they're passionate about something, but they have no idea how to get at it. And a lot of people go into business without any idea of certain things that are key for making a business work. One is profitability. Profitability is extremely hard. For example, I can show you a company, Muscle Farm, let's name one, who literally took $20 to make one. Their stock's been in the dumps forever. They've yet to earn a dime, and they've lost more money on more bad deals than anybody. Now, you see them on the shelf, right? They're killing it. They're in Costco. No, they're not killing it. Their stock's a mess. They've gone through many CEOs. Their original CEO, Brad, and his partners in there, they were embezzling funds from money, paid themselves $3.6 million a year, with the company being in debt, millions of dollars. Just horrible stuff goes on with owning a company. That's in any industry. But I brought Muscle Farm out there because that's an example that sometimes being a bigger company isn't the best thing. Would you rather have, Katie, a $100 million company with $1 million of profit or EBITDA at the end of the year, or a $10 million company with $1 million of profit or EBITDA? The 10 million.
The 10 million.
Because there's less liability.
Shit that can go wrong.
And let me tell you something. You could have a profitable company and still not earn money. For example, let's say I have a $10 million company, okay? And I have to keep $1 million of inventory on the floor at all time. However, we've gone through a sales upswing. So I have to increase my inventory to 1.5 million instead of 1 million. Okay? Now, just because we're selling that product doesn't mean that's not our cash flow. So we could be a completely profitable company, and we hit 2 months to 3 months out of the year, we're like, holy shit, we have no money. So what's the answer to that? You got to go borrow money. So you go to the bank, you get a loan, pay interest on that loan. Oh no, and that's if they give you a loan. It's a lot harder to get a loan now than it was before the bubble burst. And then you're like, you know what, I'll just get an investor. That's cool. How do you like not running your own company and answering to a board every time you want to do something? And guess what? No one's just going to give you money without wanting a say in what you do on the day-to-day. Shark Tank, for example, we've had friends go on there and they didn't sign the contract. Why is that? Because you essentially signed something saying that they get to run your company and do whatever the fuck they please. Now, I'm going to call Damon from Shark Tank out. He invested in a company called Badass Nutrition. You might think, I've never heard of that. Exactly. He invested in a shit company because he knows nothing about this industry. He comes in, granted, he's a very successful man, but he's in clothing. Okay, so your investor might want a piece of what you do, might want to help you with what you do. However, they might not know your industry from a hole in the ground. And that's when I knew that half the Shark Tank deals are a fucking mess, because Badass Nutrition is a joke. We carried them because our distributor had them and we didn't even have it in stock. We sold, and keep in mind, our company, if you look at our overall sales next to MTS, it'll tell you exactly what's happening in the industry. Because we sell every single brand, which means that people come to our site based on Google searches, because we do very well on Google. Badass Nutrition doesn't sell worth a monkey shit. It's just a horrible brand. Yet, here's the thing. He invested in it. He was sold on it. And they've invested in some real stupid shit. So you don't want investors, not always the reason. Everybody's like, hey, we're going and raising money. An idiot can raise money. People are looking to throw money at things. You got billionaires looking to take risks. Getting money is not the problem, but if you want to run your own company, you want to be a business owner, I don't think investors are the way to go, which is why we've never been, every company we've owned, we have never had investors. We've had partners, but we've never had investors. So at the end of the day, if I say I want to do something, I do it. I don't have to wait for the board to approve, which allows it to be faster. So that's the overall state of business. Let's get into the supplement industry. Number one, the numbers you see of how many billions and billions and billions of dollars are in this industry, the numbers you see are complete bullshit because it factors in Powerade, Gatorade, and all those other mainstream things. Kobe Bryant's new drink, the BAI drink, all those things, vitamin water, those are all lumped into our industry. And I'd say that comprises most of it. Now, actually, my old business partner, Mike McCandless, he actually had a great post about when Steve Cook was supposed to be thinking of starting his own company. And Mike wrote, Steve should just stick to what he's doing, get a paycheck, and not worry about the hassles of running a company. Mike and I both know that when you start a company, it's a fucking grind, and you're not going to make money to start with, and you have to know business. The one thing about Mike is he knows business. And Mike will tell you straight up, it's not, you got to know, it's not, Mike's not a buy. He's not Steve Cook. I'm not Steve Cook. Mike knows how to balance a budget and run a business. And Mike knows the back end of things. That's much more important than going out there and saying, hey, I take my product. Any moron can do that. And if you look at the biggest companies in this industry, Cellucor. Who owns Cellucor? I know who owns them. Do you? Muscle Tech. Paul Gardner. When's the last time you seen him in an ad with his shirt off holding a bottle of Celtec? It doesn't matter who you are. It matters the back end of things and how to run a company. And the number one thing is how to balance a budget. So that's the problem. So the fitness industry, if you're looking at, now you're a finance major and that's a great thing. However, how are you going to sell your products? What's your business model? What's your distribution model? So your question should not be how is the fitness industry? It's how is starting a business in general going to benefit me? Right. And the bottom line is starting a business, I don't think there's been 1 week. I would say, David, that'd be a lie. I can say this honestly. Not 1 week do I wake up and I say, Katie, I wish I never started this shit. I wish I would have just gone on. I was making 6+ figures in my early 20s for Weeder. I didn't have to worry about shit. I don't even want to go into the shit I had to deal with on a day-to-day. You start a business, right? Okay, you grow. Got to get employees. We've had employees just not show up for their first day of work after interviewing and getting the job multiple times this year, and it's only February. Okay, we've had issues with liability issues. We've had issues I can't even talk about on camera that you have to deal with as a business owner. And those are things that, it happens. Lawsuits. Not for some, I haven't had one lawsuit, not one, for my products. Not one lawsuit, not one. All of it has to do with tech patents that patent trolls.
Other products we sell on Tiger Fitness.
We have never been sued for anything I've made. However, we're brought into these weird class action. So if you're a business owner, I have Steve Adelaide who owned Isotory. He wrote an article. It was 4 tips to starting a business I wish I would have known. And one of the tips was set aside 10 to 20% of your total earnings, not your net, your gross earnings, to lawsuits. Mm-hmm. I have a $10 million rule. Between 0 and 10 million, nobody gives a fuck you exist. Small fry. It's like squeezing blood out of a turnip. They know you ain't got money. They know you'll probably just BK and go out of business. Excuse me. Once you hit $10 million, you better be prepared to take 10 to 20% of your total gross earnings, not net, gross, and put it into legal fees. And this is not about anything, like for example, we follow all the rules, FDA, GMPs, NSFs, you name it. We are, if they said, hey guys, do you have this? SOPs, boom, we're ready. We're a registered facility, we're perfect.
I think one thing that you need to point out more too is when you start a business, you need to realize the time and the financial sacrifices that you're going to have to make.
God, yeah.
Right? That's the main thing. Time and financial. Because, if you've got to pay people and, there's not enough money, you don't get paid. Or if something doesn't get done and there's a deadline and everyone else is, gone for the day, who's going to get it done?
Yeah, you know what?
That goes for all kinds of businesses, not just supplement businesses or fitness businesses.
Multiple times at the beginning of even now, multiple times, we've not paid ourselves or we've put off paying ourselves. And keep in mind, like for most, I'd say we've owned this 2004. It was when we started our 2014. So we've been owning a business for
2004 to 1814, I said.
14 years we've owned a business. In those years, I'd say at least 10 of those, we made jack shit. Like I'm talking not even like barely middle class money, is what we brought home. Yeah, you have certain things that you can write off restaurant stuff and cell phone bills, but we still got mortgages and stuff to pay. And, so I think people don't realize that you're not going to make money. So that's another thing about starting a business in any industry.
Realistic expectations.
And realize you're not going to get paid in the first 4 years. The first 4 years, if you get paid, it's not going to be, and if you pay yourself too much, you're not going to be able to run product. You're not going to be able to pay your employees. That's the thing. As an owner, you don't need to get paid. Your employees expect a paycheck every day, every week, every 2 weeks. You need to pay your employees. The stuff that it's stuff you don't expect. Like I'll be on the phone or on chat with my partner Chad every single day, and there's been multiple times just in the last 2 weeks. It's like I never thought I'd ever in my life have to do this. It's not glamorous at all. It's not like. It's not like The Prophet, dude. You're not sitting there and you're not calling shots, and half the shit you're doing is grunt work, the stuff nobody else wants to do. And then it is what it is. So
did we answer everything from that question?
I think we over-answered it. I think that's why people watch this channel. We're not a vlogging channel. We're a content channel.
I know, I'm just saying.
And no couple in this world will sit here and talk about owning a business like we will and actually do it. And I'm just being real. I'm not trying to scare you. Look, here's the thing. If it's your dream and your passion, I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to follow that passion. But I would not be able to sleep at night, which is another question we answered on this video, on these videos. I would not be able to sleep tonight if I didn't at least tell you what to expect. It's not all rainbows and fucking unicorns, dude. It's hard fucking work. And I don't think anybody understands what hard work it is. Like I was at Campton, my kids play soccer. I was at the facility, okay? And I'm sitting there with one of the board members yesterday, and I'm looking at the lights. I'm like, it's 24,000 square feet. He's like, yeah, it's about 20 to 30. I'm like, cool. I'm like, those lights and those heaters. I'm like, your overhead's fucking ridiculous. He's like, dude, nobody understands. He's like, they look at our dues and they're like, and that's another thing. People look at our prices. They're like, they'll be like, oh, your protein's too expensive. I'm like, well, it actually isn't, because we have to keep the lights on. We have to put it somewhere. We have to pay someone to put it in a box and ship it. We have to pay for the GMPs, the NSFs. And that's why we did another thing the other day on the FDA, that video I did about enhanced athlete. The thing is that you do have to realize that I want the FDA to enforce the laws they have, because we're already paying for that. Mm-hmm. And of course, somebody who doesn't have the legal checks and balances in place is going to be able to charge less. You're looking at not just pennies a unit, you're looking at dollars a unit in an industry with traditionally low margins anyway. Mm-hmm. I could talk all day on this, but we're going to be doing some cool things. We got our podcast starting up soon. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now to the Ghetto channel, which will now be the podcast channel. It's
not called the Ghetto channel.
It's youtube.com/Lobliner. youtube.com/Lobliner. Lobliner. Subscribe to it now, because the podcast hits, well, I don't know where we're going to put this video up, but the podcast will be up there. It'll be called Marc Lobliner. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's not a game. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the link in the description box below to sign up for the Tiger Fitness newsletter. Within a week of publishing this video, we will give out a $50 gift card to tigerfitness.com to one lucky person who does all of these steps.